Guess what today is? Friday! This is the 104th episode.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what that means?
We can file for retirement.
If you if you follow Petsafina Films on the Instagram.
I do not. I do.
2 years ago today.
What?
Was the beginnings of the Rebel Scum podcast. Here, let me go right up. If I can. Look at that. That's 2 years ago today. Rebel Scum. You can't see. Anyway, I guess 2 years ago today, Rebel Scum podcast.
Wow.
Was posted on the SoundCloud.
Really
crazy,
should get back on putting stuff on SoundCloud.
Next week will be our 2-year show.
Wow.
And then you're leaving for a while.
I'm going on vacation for a week.
You know what? Whatever. We don't.
And that's never stopped us from doing episodes before.
This time it might though. Things are different this time.
Yeah.
There's no internet where you're going.
The moon. Imagine there was Wi-Fi on the moon, and they're like, "Yeah, we have the best Wi-Fi."
It's like the best Wi-Fi. It's better than my in-laws' Wi-Fi. Which, if you tried to watch last week's episode, it was.
That's why it took it long.
It was uploading for over 24 hours.
Oh my god!
I think it was 24 hours. I started uploading at 12:30 a.m. and I left for a volleyball tournament.
Oh yeah.
And it was still uploading. So
Hastings.
Apologies. Yeah, it was
where the smokes are cheap and the Wi-Fi is slow.
The forest moon of Endors.
Welcome to God country.
Yeah, cheap gas though. Still more expensive than American gas. But anyway, 2 years. So next week will be our 2-year show where we say goodbye to you.
Oh, and we bring in Darth Ward.
We're replacing you with Darth Ward, not Andrew Fantasia, because
he is
awful. He's an awful human being.
I hate his face. I hate those stupid jackets he wears.
Oh my god, his jacket.
This is hate speech.
What was the he texted me yesterday.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
There's a black series of Piet.
A Piet?
Piet.
Nice.
Of Piet.
Yo, there's a Gamorrean guard I almost got and then it disappeared. Of Black Series. It was beautiful. Mucho bueno. I'm sure a lot of our fans have seen it as well. Ooh, so good.
I really want that one. I see there's actually on I think the Black Series Facebook page, I see a lot of people posting the Gamorrean guard, and I'm like, oh god. Is it that common?
I have only seen it once and I regret not buying it. It was like $40 though, because I think it's slightly bigger. But yeah.
How much is the Porg one? That one should be like $1.
For the Black Series?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there a Black Series one?
Yeah, there's 2 of them and they're like that big.
Are they like the full size ones? Like the you know what I mean? Like are they in the box? Are they in the
I don't know. I've never seen them.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, I bought Ewoks together with the papoose.
They might be in the same size as the vehicles, the small vehicles, but they might be bigger. I don't know. I don't know.
Porgs.
Porg. I'm James. This is Brock.
This is the Rebel Scum podcast. Welcome.
So, I mean, we'll probably have to do What's Up Star Wars again because the last couple weeks.
No, I gotta say, like, it's good to be in those times where, like, we do a show and something happens, like, seconds after.
Because it's happened twice in a row now. 2 weeks ago was the Clone Wars shows, and last week was the casting announcement of Episode 9.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the cast.
Do it.
Because I'm sure none of you out there...
No.
By the way, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
But I don't think any of you have seen the cast because this is brand new.
No, you don't look at things.
Okay. Returning cast members. Daisy Ridley.
Of course. Oh, man. Imagine she wasn't cast.
That'd be crazy. Adam Driver.
Nice.
Drive? Is it nice. Drive? Is it?
It's Drive Angry.
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
John Boyega.
Nice. He has... It's not going to be in the news, but they had a picture of him with long hair meeting one of the other new cast members.
And also...
And it was lackluster at best.
And he has a vest.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
I have to do it in order. Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
So that means Maz is back.
Yay.
Hope she has a jetpack.
She'll be the mastermind behind everything.
I hope so.
Hashtag the new Palpatine.
Then Fatty Fantheers would be right.
Oh my god.
Brutal. Domhnall Gleeson.
Nice.
He is Luke's son. Kelly Marie Tran's back.
Nice.
Suck
Good.
it. Jonas, I don't know. Is it Jonas?
Jonas,
Swatamo?
yeah.
Jonas.
Well, I assume it's Jonas, actually.
Jonas Swatamo?
Jonas?
Swatamo? Swatamo.
Really good Chewbacca. Like, I know it sounds crazy to have a character that barely talks, but I felt like, oh, this is a different Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm. And Billy Lord.
Yes.
She's in one scene in Last Jedi.
She's important in Last Jedi.
I wonder if they're gonna make her role bigger.
She's like one
she starts the
line
movie.
in Force Awakens. Oh my god, what's her name? Captain something. Does it say the name in there?
No,
I should know this name by now because Poe Dameron's been doing a lot with like the in between, and they mention a lot of these names. So
new cast members: Naomi Ackie, Richard E. Grant,
nice,
and Kerry Russell. Kerry Russell, who has been long reported to be in this.
Yeah,
and they are joining veteran Star Wars actors Mark Hamill.
So he's back, baby.
Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams, who will reprise his role as Lando the Magnificent Calrissian. I celebrated with a Colt 45. And the biggest part of this whole process, Meryl Streep will be joining the cast as Leia Organa. Leia will once again be played by Carrie Fisher using previously unreleased footage shot for Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And J.J. Abrams said, "We desperately loved Carrie Fisher. Finding a truly satisfying conclusion to the Skywalker saga without her eluded us. We were never going to recast or use CG character. With the support and blessing from her daughter Billy, we have found a way to honor Carrie's legacy and role as Leia in Episode 9 by using unseen footage we shot together in Episode 7.
Nice. I feel like we said this like around the time that Carrie Fisher passed away. It's like, you can't tell me you don't have unused footage somewhere that you could somehow doctor into something.
Well, we also did, like, Sopranos did it 18 years ago with Tony Soprano's mother. She passed away after season 2, and they put her in the first episode, and the technology was not even close to being good, nor was the budget of The Sopranos anywhere near what the budget of a Star Wars movie would be. So I'm curious to see what they do as a whole. Like, are they going to digitally cut her out and put her in a new scenery, or are they just going to use unused scenes and be like, eh?
Well, I mean, I think I said way back, it's like, just have her just like radio in. It's like, I'm sick, I can't come. So, but then she gives some good information. And like, here's a question I caught up as you were reading it. They don't want to CG her in. Totally fine. But that we assume means like CG her entire face. What if they took the footage and CG'd different clothes on her, so you're not like, oh, that's footage from The Force Awakens? Because you know how these things work. They always have like 2 or 3 costumes and that's it. I mean, or if even that's lucky, like usually it's 1 costume. So like you'd be like, oh, that's Force Awakens, and like if they were able to use Last Jedi stuff, that's Last Jedi. I wouldn't have a problem with that, and I think that's like, I don't think that crosses any lines, like, because it's like we're just trying to make this more believable. So.
I wonder if this is why J.J. Abrams was approached to do this movie. Like, one of the main reasons for it was he knows the footage that he can use of Carrie Fisher. Like, he shot those scenes. He was in the editing room when they decided not to use those scenes. So writing the script, that is a huge benefit, knowing exactly what they are, because you have, anybody can go in and watch those scenes and think what they want, but the filmmaker themselves can go in and see it from a different perspective, a different point of view on how they can use those scenes and manipulate those scenes going forward. So I wonder if that's why, because remember we were like, why isn't it Rian Johnson? Now people are really glad it's not Rian Johnson, but maybe that was part of the factor, was that there's nothing. I would imagine there's nothing from The Last Jedi that they shot that they could use going forward. But The Force Awakens and J.J. Abrams would know that stuff better than anybody.
Yeah, I think you're right, because like Last Jedi, all they're talking about is running. So
Yeah.
like Force Awakens, they
And
probably
she's in a
could have
coma.
talked like that too. They could have talked tactics. It's like, well, if we don't do this, then the First Order will come and take us. It makes me this is silly because I'm like, why don't they just choose one director? But like obviously we know the plan was to have new directors, everything, and didn't work out with Colin Trevorrow, and then like Ryan Johnson was Ryan Johnson, so it's like you're kind of like, why can't you just make J.J. Abrams do all of it? And there's probably more to it. I think originally like he just didn't want to do it or something like that.
Yeah,
those lines.
I think he was satisfied with one because it took a lot of time and it took him away from his family.
Yeah,
you got to move to, to England, jolly old England.
But it's I don't know. I'm all for this because it's like it's not crossing any lines. It's giving us hopefully closure that we want on all these characters. Because as they also announced, this is the official end of the Skywalker saga.
For now,
yeah. Which isn't really like news, but I guess it's news for normies, not us. I don't like that statement because it's just like you could easily just drop like if we're assuming Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker is going to be a Force ghost in this third movie because we assume he is dead. No, I guess you could write yourself out of anything if you really wanted to. He's a Force ghost. Like, you can bring him back. Like, Star Wars fans would love that. Like, think of all the times they did anything with Force ghosts in, like, a cartoon, like Obi-Wan or, well, not Obi-Wan at the time. Like Qui-Gon Jinn or whatever. Or if you met up with, like, an evil, like, Jedi spirit or something, or like, Sith spirit. You're like, oh, I love that. Like, I love stuff like that. It's great. So it's like, why do that? But I guess you could also say it's like, this is the end of the Skywalker saga. Maybe we'll see them again, but they will not be the main focus.
Yeah, that's where I'm curious because it feels like, if you start with episode 1, okay, Anakin.
Yeah.
Then Anakin's kids. And then his... like maybe his grandkids.
I mean, technically, yeah.
It's kind of about Kylo, but...
Yeah.
But, and I know people will argue Kylo's the main character, but if you ask people on the street who the main characters, it's Rey right now.
Yeah.
And she's not a Skywalker.
No.
Unless she's his niece, which we still haven't talked about, and we're going to touch on eventually, I promise. But that's what's strange is these movies don't feel like, because it's J.J. Abrams, don't feel like an ending yet.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, this is the ending of all 6 of those movies. You're like, but it doesn't feel like you're wrapping things up. It feels like you're starting things.
Yeah, like... What are we closing on? Like,
yeah,
like we've said before, Return of the Jedi is a good ending. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Like, you can't say, oh, it's because George Lucas and director. George wanted to make more Star Wars movies. He even told Mark Hamill that, like, oh, we're gonna do a new one and you're gonna be in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could have been about something different. I think it's like, we're saying the end of the Skywalker saga because now, like, so people know that, like, the next one is, like, it's going to be about different characters. Maybe the ones we've seen already, but maybe totally new. But it doesn't mean they're gone.
Do you think it would have been to their benefit had Disney been like, okay, we're going to make more movies, and, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher are going to return.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be the Skywalker saga. It's going to be the Rey saga.
Yeah.
But they're going to come in and they're going to do parts in it. Do you think they would have benefited from that, doing that?
I think so. I mean, if you're going to do it at the beginning, because it's like people, they didn't say that, and then people were expecting, like, oh, this is what we're going to find about Luke. Because I don't care what you say, like, the ending where Luke says nothing and you just see them and it ends, that's an awesome ending. Like, that's great. It's just like, yeah. But, like, once you see Han get murdered, you're like, well, maybe these characters aren't going to survive that long. Like, maybe, I know it's going in circles. I do like the idea, because I've thought of this before, that it's just like, these 3 characters, Han, Luke, and Leia, are, like, constantly battling it out. They're in Star Wars, right? They're in a war. So when they're in peacetime, if you want to call it that, they don't know what to do with themselves. Like Han and Leia's marriage falls apart. Luke gives up on the Jedi Academy. Kylo becomes evil, which I know he's not the characters I'm talking about, but, like, I do like that part of it. I wish they had put more into that, but it just didn't work out that way. It's unfortunate. So how that has bearing on anything, I'm not sure. I just, like, it's like, well, what are we trying to say with these characters? I don't know. Just trying to pull at threads, I suppose.
That's what I said last week. I don't know what the sequel trilogy is about still. Like I'm still waiting to find out what these, because the prequel say what you want, but there's a thread there, and then the original trilogy is original trilogy. So so I gotta bring one thing up too is they're gonna wrap up all of these movies, and everybody's like, oh, you gotta have Han, Luke, and Leia return, and blah 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 blah. But then I was thinking, okay, but you're looking at Star Wars as the original trilogy. What about the prequel trilogy? Don't you want Anakin and Obi-Wan to wrap? Like, have they already wrapped up?
Yeah.
What about Mace? What about Yoda? Palpatine? Like, is there more going on? And we've heard that this is going to wrap up all 6 of the movies. Does that just mean that the Skywalker lineage is going to end?
Yeah.
Or I wonder if it'll end or just become one with the Force. And I'm curious too if Luke's role has in episode 9 is more with Kylo than with Rey, and it's more trying to get Kylo to right the wrongs of the Skywalker or figure out whatever the hell the Skywalker lineage is all about, to try to right that path and then conclude that in a satisfying way, not just for the franchise but for us as well.
Yeah, because that's the hard part. It's like Kylo is an interesting character where like he has humanity, even though we've always said like, oh, he's never going to be redeemed, but like Vader doesn't get humanity to the very end, but like Kylo takes that mask off and you're like, oh, you're a normal looking person underneath there, and he has doubts and all that, and along the way, like how true they are, I'm not sure, but like, yeah, like you're like, that's a good character. You should continuously bring him back. But do we want that? Like, could we make him into a monster? I guess is the question. That he could continue on. But
I think he's done. I think him and Rey, whatever happens to him is going to happen to Rey.
Yeah.
And I have this feeling that Rey is okay, she won't be a Skywalker, but she'll be a necessity for the Skywalker bloodline. If that makes sense. It's like somehow, I mean, this is probably overthinking it, but like whatever happens to Kylo is going to happen to Rey. The fates are intertwined. We've said this a million times. But that's how I look at that.
I don't know. I was thinking about it recently. It's like they're running away from things. Like they're either running towards or running away. Like, Rey's always trying to like run back to Jakku. Finn's just trying to run. And then like Poe and Kylo are just like running into like, I have to do something, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, where's the plan, So it's erratic. It's hopefully then maybe these characters find balance in the next one. I mean, forget Rey and Kylo. Like Poe Dameron. Forget him. Poe Dameron. That's a character you could continuously bring back, but he's going to be in the Resistance. But anyway, we didn't really talk about the casting. What do you think of the new people announced?
Oh, that's where I was going.
Oh, perfect.
Well, obviously Thrawn is in it.
Richard E. Grant? That's nuts.
Every single person has pegged him to play Thrawn.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not against it, but like, does that work with the time period? Or that, like he's probably in his 30s or 40s. I don't know. Actually, we don't know how old he is. He's an alien, so he could live long, right? And prosper. But we see him disappear into that space whale hyperdrive thing with
Ezra.
Ezra, thank you, God. So like I wouldn't say he's dead. I would say he could come back, because that's just a really cool way to be like, oh, he's gone, but now he's back. So I'd be for it, but I don't know. I think you would. You know what? You could easily just say, this is Thrawn. He used to be in the Empire. And that's it. That's all the explanation you need.
Yeah, I think throwing Thrawn in it could be easily done, but I don't know what point it would make this far into it. I think the biggest problem with these movies was Snoke. Mm-hmm. They had a character and they didn't know who the hell this guy was. And they were like, we just need an Empire type. And so if there's a new villain coming that's superior to Kylo, why do I care?
Now, Hux's father is officially dead, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't be Hux's father, because that would be kind of neat.
No, he did.
He did. I don't know. I think Richard E. Grant is kind of. I don't think he's like. I think he's a well-respected actor, so I feel like he's not someone that just like, oh yeah, I'll be in this movie because it's Star Wars. Like, you have to give him a good role, and he's a good actor.
Maybe he needs a paycheck.
He's British actor, therefore he knows how to. So, like, I think he'll be a very good character. I've seen him in a lot of different movies, so
yeah. I'm curious if he's going to be an Imperial like we all think. Thrawn would be a unique, cool decision, but I just don't think we're going to get it.
No.
Side Akbar. J.J. Abrams posted that one picture from the set where you see Finn in a vest out of focus.
Yeah.
But J.J. Abrams signed onto Twitter. He's on Twitter now.
Yay.
He's been on for like a year, I think, but this was his very first post.
Wow.
Do you think this film will be as secretive as The Force Awakens, or do you think we'll get more nuggets of information?
I hope so.
Jedi Last.
I hope so, even though we have a podcast where we're like, we need news now. But there are points where it's like, I can't remember what I was thinking of. Maybe it was the Richard E. Grant stuff where it's like, it's Thrawn. I'm like, why? So it's like there gets to a point where every little piece, and the picture of John Boyega and Naomi Ackerley, is that her last name? Aki. That was neat, but then people were like, oh, look at his hair. That's his hair for the thing. I was like, come on, like, just because they post a thing, I don't want to have to listen to a year of that, of like people figuring stuff out. So
we had that rumor like 2 months ago where he grew his hair long.
No, I know, but I saw something recently where they're hugging because she was her first day on set or whatever. Yeah, but that was like this week, no?
Yeah, it was the first day of shooting. I think he was like, welcome to the club, or welcome to the welcome to the suck. What's it? Jarhead? Jughead is better.
Jughead. Southside Serpents.
Jake Gyllenhaal could have played Jughead at one point. Fact.
Yeah.
So could Jason Biggs.
So yeah, I don't know Naomi Aki at all. Lady Macbeth sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen that. That's just usually what she's put with. But we didn't know who our Alden Ehrenreich is, and he's the best Han Solo ever. Oh!
Fight him.
Come at me, bro.
Come at him. And then Kerry Russell is playing Rey's mom.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I kind of hope that these are 3 new characters. I have a feeling of who one of them is going to be. I'll tell you off air. It'll be fun. I hope. I was talking to Fantasia reluctantly, and we were talking about after this casting. He goes, "When do you think we're going to see the first bit of footage?" I was like, "I wonder if it'll be like The Last Jedi, where we'll get everything at Celebration. That'll be the first time we see a trailer, the first time we get pictures and things like that. Because we had seen nothing until Celebration, and the timeline is the exact same between Celebration and Episode 9 as it was between Celebration and Episode 8.
That's exciting.
So I'm curious, or are they going to give us something a little sooner? Because if you do go by, well, the fandom is in an uproar and this movie is going to bomb.
Yeah, the Celebration is sold out.
Yeah, but you'd want to do what Justice League did, and it failed, where they showed this stuff like 4 years early, but everybody was excited about it, right? Like, this looks really good. But you could do that with Star Wars on American Thanksgiving, like they did for The Force Awakens. But hey, guess what? Remember you liked Star Wars? It's coming back. You get something like that because, like I said, J.J. Abrams is such a different filmmaker from Rian Johnson. He's more on that Michael Bay side of things, where it's, your eyes like start, your eyes get diabetes.
Diabetic.
Yeah, diabetic.
You need
like
insulin for your eyes.
It's more, I've said this, but I love the Solo, but the cinematography in Solo throws a lot of people off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
J.J. Abrams, he's gonna lens flare the crap out of this movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be appealing to look at, and you're gonna love it, and they know they're gonna get that. And so if you throw in 1 minute on Thanksgiving like that, then people will be even more excited. But I'm hoping they wait for Celebration.
Yeah, that is the best part of going to those things where you're gonna see something that live. It's kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm always excited.
Okay, so Star Wars Celebration, Chicago.
Yeah, we're gonna eat pizza every day.
Friday. I'm making this up. Friday is the Episode 9 day.
Yeah.
They're gonna show the trailer for the very first time for Episode 9. J.J. Abrams is going to be there. Daisy Ridley's going to be there. Boyega's going to be there. Oscar Isaac's going to be there. Adam Driver's going to be there. Kerry Russell's going to be there.
Yeah.
That's it. Billy D. Williams, Mark Hamill. They're all there too.
Yeah.
Everyone is there.
Everyone shows up.
It's like the great, like everyone, you're like, oh my God, everyone is here. Mm-hmm. Saturday is the Clone Wars panel.
Oh, okay.
Voice cast is there. Yeah. Filoni's there. Which panel is harder to get tickets for? Or wristbands or whatever the hell they're doing this year?
I feel whatever gets to be first will ultimately be the biggest seller. Though, I think it's going to be tight.
Do you think Clone Wars will be bigger than last year's Rebels?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Do you think either one of those will be as big as the Phantom Menace 20th anniversary panel that I'm making up right now and hoping that happens?
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
I'm there.
Question, is there an anniversary in the 2019? Like, when did Empire come out?
Phantom Menace.
Oh, what? 99. Okay, fair.
The Phantom.
But you know what I mean, right? When did we go to Celebration? 2017?
17 was the 40th anniversary.
Of
80 is, and then 1980 is.
So we're a year off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Watto's going to be 20.
When did we watch Rebels? Was that the last day? No, I didn't go on the last day. Saturday. So here's my thought process on like comparing it to Rebels. By Saturday, people are wiped. You know what I mean? Of trying to get into panels. So that's why it was a lot easier getting into that one.
Yeah, but this year, Thursday isn't a panel.
True. But like it's the same thing. There'll be 2 full days prior. Oh, no, I guess you're right.
Yeah, because Monday now is
it's Thursday. Is it Monday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. So, well, okay, then equate it to whatever's on Sunday will be easier to get in. That's just me. Because like they went to the people were trying to get in the 40th one and the Last Jedi panel, and they had spent like Josh. Remember, he couldn't go much on the third day. He's like, I gotta go sleep in a normal bed.
Well, I said to people, I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to get into panels. If we get media, fine, I'll go. Yeah. But if we don't, I'm not gonna. Look, I'll go see them at the Star Wars show stage.
Yeah, which is fun. I like that.
But I'm not going to waste my morning. The only problem was, and who knows how Chicago should be better than this and different from this.
Hopefully.
But it was, you still had to go at like 6 a.m. just to get in.
Yeah.
Like at a time to do anything. That's what I didn't like. Because I don't like. I have no problem. If you want to spend all night waiting in line, do whatever you want. I don't want to do that. But I also, if something opens at 10. I don't want to show up 4 hours early just to get in.
Yeah.
Like that was my one gripe, I would say.
Yeah.
Really,
It's just it's crazy.
Do you want to get there for opening? Yeah, you have to show up at 6.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to anything. I just want to go in. No.
It's a common thing in the States because they have with their conventions. Because I was just talking to someone who went to San Diego for the first time last year. And
it's actually pronounced San Diego.
San Diego. It's Spanish for
Wales. Actually St. Angeles.
San Angeles. Right. But yeah, anyways, like I hope they get their S together, but like
they're poopy pants.
Like, you know, I like the idea of showing up, getting your bracelet, and then you're in. But then how long do you have to wait for the bracelet? If it's a matter of at 6 o'clock, or I don't know, it's not gonna matter. You give us someone a time, and people will show up 4 hours. There are people that just do that, and then they ruin it for all of us. Sorry. It's. I mean, going to conventions, you just give in to standing in line.
I'm okay with look, lines or whatever. But
but
if I don't care about a panel,
yeah,
I'm saying I don't want to be in there 4 hours early.
Yeah, it's
just to walk into the show floor because there's so much cool stuff at Celebration. Yeah. That you miss out on if you're spending hours and hours and hours in line. There's just so much going on.
The reality is we should just we should make sure we know where all streams are. If they stream everything on the internet, is just sit in our hotel room, watch the stream, and then go down the convention center and just do a thing in front.
That's what Sheldon did last year. I said, you go at the 40th anniversary. You go. He goes, no, I'm going to watch in the hotel and then come by. But he went to Anaheim.
Yeah,
he knew.
Yeah, he knew. So,
Read
anyway. Pop, get it together.
Yeah, man.
But don't forget the rooms there have bigger capacity, so maybe it'll be massive.
Also already sold out.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like
yeah. I'm hoping they still sell the same amount of tickets. Yeah, right.
Never tell me the odds.
Today's odds are brought to us by the Andrew Fantasia YouTube channel. Do not watch this channel.
Do not watch it. That's not what it's called. I don't know what it's called because I don't care, but do not watch it.
His reviews. I really like the movie.
If you want to watch Andrew, I prefer if you go watch Logan Paul or Jake Paul. Give them your support, not Andrew. Wow. Deep cuts.
The odds. First.
I hope he watches every one of these.
I think he does.
Nice.
Because he always sends me the tear emojis. He's going to do a video later today.
Yeah, we should.
The odds of Han, Luke, and Leia having a scene together in episode 9.
Oof.
Because here's the question.
That'd be great.
Is Luke going to be a Force ghost, or is he going to be used just primarily in flashbacks?
Yeah, good point. It could be flashbacks. I would like that as a flashback because it makes more sense. But I don't know. Do I want to see it happen? Yes, I'm going to go 75%.
I'm going to go full Brock.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it might happen.
I feel like they're going to go nuts on this movie because they're like, well, it's the last one. So
yeah. And JJ's got to go with the bang. He's got to prove that he knows how to end a movie. The odds of Finn wearing that vest for the entire movie. 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to go 101%.
Is that pose jacket and he cut off the sleeves?
Oh, it's a nice jacket, though. Vest. He's the new Han Solo, so he has to wear a vest. There you go, the end. He becomes the pilot of the Millennium Falcon. Surprise.
What are your odds?
101%.
Odds of fans forcing J.J. Abrams off Twitter. Smart enough, fans.
I mean, haven't they figured this out yet? Like, I'm gonna go 20% because I feel like whatever. J.J. Abrams is like, he's used to this. He's made so many movies.
Hey, they haven't pushed Rian Johnson off Twitter yet.
No, but he's being smart about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I love Rian Johnson, so he's smart and clever and what have you, and he understands. He probably like already came to grips like what his life was going to be like after becoming a Star Wars director. But J.J. Abrams he's made a lot of different movies, and a lot of people don't like some of these movies. So,
do you think when George Lucas and Rian Johnson had dinner while they were shooting The Last Jedi, George Lucas was like, "Well, just so you know, people are going to hate you." Was that Bill Clinton or George Lucas?
That was George Lucas, but I can see where you see Bill Clinton.
I can't look. I'm not Andrew Fantasia. I don't do impressions. Did I give a percentage?
Yeah, 20%, 0%. Hollow
Let's
news.
move on to the news of the Hollow, the Hollow deck.
Well, as I said, we're probably going to undergo a lot of crazy gossip and hearsay. Here's the news that's not really news, but the latest leak from Pinewood Studios reveals that two key characters will share scenes with Luke in Episode 9.
No.
Yes, 2 key characters. It said that Mark Hamill will be shooting scenes at Pinewood Studios with both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley.
No.
The set for the scene is being specifically constructed for Hamill, Ridley, and Driver, which I don't exactly understand what that means.
What
Do one of them need a wheelchair ramp now or something?
What source did you get this from? Is it express.co.
That's a good question. I didn't look at it. I don't think I forget what it was. Look on the email I sent.
I'm trying to find it.
But Mike Zero's in it, so therefore.
Oh yeah, it's the Express.
Is it? So that's BS.
Yeah, it's just let's just forget about this news.
Yeah. Well,
I like the news story, but forget the.
No, my point of putting this in wasn't like it was news. It's like here comes the gossip. I almost feel like this should be a new section in Hollow News where it's like pretend news. Anyway, so I'll move on. So yeah, like
it's the express.co.uk. They always quote Mike Zero, who's cool. I like Mike Zero.
Yeah.
But it's all...
yeah, because here's the Mike Zero quote. The big question is whether or not all 3 characters will be sharing a scene together on screen. So yeah, it's not news. I'm fully aware of it, but I just threw it in there because I feel like this is going to be the next 365 days of Hollow News. Moving on to actual news. Rogue Squadron has been put into canon again in Star Wars issue number 52. Luke calls his new squadron Rogue Squadron. Spoilers, so stop listening for about 2 minutes or skip ahead.
I already stopped.
Perfect. It's really good. Again, Star Wars is a really good ongoing story. Now they've amassed their rebel squadron, but now they've been betrayed by ally. So they're being attacked by Vader and a whole bunch of Star Destroyers, and what happens is all the bays, the release bays on all the rebel ships can't open, so they can't launch their X-wing fighters. Ooh. So they figure out that if you fly right at it, the door will open. Like that's Han is able to get that across to Luke, and he's like, "Well, I'll do this." And Rey, he brings up not Rey, Jyn Erso is like, she did things with full bravery, so I'll do that. And he gets out, so they all go out, and Wedge follows up beside Luke. He's like, what do we call this squadron? He's like, well, if Jyn Erso's a hero, then we'll call it Rogue Squadron. So it's kind of neat, kind of bogus, but I like it. It's a minor part of the book. It ends on it, I suppose, for it, and then we go into the next issue. But it's kind of fun, so yeah. But it's bogus for me because it's like he hadn't really talked about Jyn Erso prior to this. So
but they
check it out, though.
Those things.
It's the current storyline they're doing right now. You're like, just turn this into a movie. Make this a movie. Like Vader gets in a TIE fighter and chases Han around. That's part of that issue. And in the next issue, the cover is Han in an X-wing pilot suit. So you're like, wow. So just make that into a movie. Anyways. Next story. We've talked about stuff like this before, but there's a new auction for Star Wars memorabilia, namely Han Solo's jacket from, I believe, Empire. It's going to go on auction at Prop Store's annual sale of iconic television memorabilia on September 20th. There's 600 items valued at more than $4.6 million. Among them, Han Solo's jacket, also Marty McFly's hoverboard, Tyler Durden's Fight Club robe, Arnold Schwarzenegger's jacket in the original Terminator, the corset Michelle Pfeiffer wore as Catwoman Batman Returns, and also Harrison Ford's fedora from Raiders. So it's interesting because the Han Solo jacket has never been sold before because it actually resurfaced in a costume rental house a number of years ago. It was made for Empire Strikes Back by a relatively small costume vendor in the UK, and it was produced on a made-to-hire basis, meaning it went back into their rental stock afterwards. And, it seems weird to think that after, like, Star Wars being such a huge hit, but at the time it was like, well, we need a blue jacket. So it just went right back in. So they found it, and you can buy it for, like, $1 million if you have it. And finally, we get a little bit political here. Disney's trying to buy back their TV rights to Star Wars... the Star Wars movies, the original and the prequels, from AT&T Incorporated Turner Broadcasting so that they can put it back onto their streaming service when they open their Disney streaming service. Turner has the rights to show the films up until 2024, and the only way they'll relinquish it is if Disney offers them financial consideration and programming to replace the lost films that they would show on their channels, like TNT and I forget, there was a TBS. Which I thought TBS was gone. But anyways, they sold the rights to Turner in 2016 before they completed their plans for streaming service. And they paid $275 million for all 6 Star Wars movies between 1977 and 2005. This is common when they sell off their rights. But now that Disney wants their own streaming service, it's like, oh boy, we need to get that back. But I put this story in because they have already said it won't renew a deal with Netflix. That gave the company rights to new releases, including the new Star Wars titles, and that will expire at the end of this year. So, like, big stuff happening with all the streaming services. It's interesting to me because I'm excited to hopefully get the Disney streaming service if it comes to Canada. Hopefully. Please. But it looks like they're going to need money, so they better expand to our market.
Yeah.
And this has been the Hollow
I got a news story.
Okay, good.
Star Wars Newsnet has just posted this on their website.
What's up, Star Wars?
Apparently, Todd Fisher, Carrie Fisher's brother, spoke to Clayton Sandell from ABC News, who was a guest on the Resistance broadcast.
Okay.
This week. And he revealed some new information regarding Carrie Fisher's role in episode 8, the Carrie Fisher movie. That's what it's called. So here's what he says. I talked to Todd Fisher today about all of this, and he has been talking with J.J. Abrams about it. I asked him because the press release only said The Force Awakens, so I asked about The Last Jedi, and they are also using unused footage from The Last Jedi.
Perfect.
I asked how many minutes of footage they had from it, and he said, I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
With an exclamation point. Like, not like he didn't know, that he couldn't tell them. Todd Fisher also said that there were big surprises coming, big surprises with this movie, this performance, and the unused footage.
Yeah.
And he said this one is really for the fans, but they apparently have a number of unused minutes from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Todd and the whole family are very excited and wanted it to happen. So that was from the Resistance broadcast and Star Wars Newsnet. I just saw that right now.
Nice.
So
I mean, it's no brainer. Like, you know, they have footage for all these movies, even outside of the deleted scenes that we get on the DVDs. Like, Blu-rays. So, that's great. I love how Todd Fisher is now almost like a Star Wars expert. Yeah. He's an interesting guy, though. Check him. Check out Bright Lights on HBO, and you can learn a lot about Carrie Fisher and her mother, Debbie Reynolds, and he's also in it.
You mentioned that quite a bit.
I do. I loved it. It was good. I feel like if you want to know Carrie Fisher, you need to watch that. Well, yeah. Top 5. What is top 5 today? I forget already.
Today's top 5 actors we would like to see appear in Star Wars. We could do this a million times and have 5 different actors every single time. My number 5. This is also brought to us by Funko Pop.
Funko Pop, please give us stuff.
My number
We're going to get flagged.
Don't worry. My number 5 is Mark Rylance.
Ooh, Mark
He's just solid, man. Have you seen the BFG?
No.
It's way too long.
But I've seen Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. He's great in that, but he's fantastic in Bridge of Spies, and Dunkirk he's really good in.
Oh, yeah, he's in Dunkirk. That's right.
He's really good in Dunkirk. And he was Spielberg's guy until the post. Now he's no longer Spielberg's guy. Who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Brock, that's going to happen anyways, but...
John Boyega.
No, oh, God. Warwick Davis. I'm sorry, I blanked on the name. Put him in. Give him more lines this time.
But he's already in Star Wars.
I know, but put him in again. Make sure he's in there.
My number 4 is Miles Teller playing the drums. I like Miles Teller. I think he went crazy, though. But anyway.
It seems like he's really died down. Mine is Patrick Stewart, because why not? Number 4.
Would he play Picard?
No, he'll have hair in this one.
Would he drink Earl Grey?
Yes. There would be one, there'd be one, either a glass of tea, or he plays that pipe.
The pipe. Or when he gets in the Falcon, instead of punching, he goes, energize. Or engage.
Engage. My number 3... what's the dude that does Darth Maul for the show?
Witwer?
Sam Witwer. Because, he loves Star Wars. Put him in. Come on, just do it. I mean, he's probably already been in it. He was the voice, yeah.
And he plays, what's his name? Force Unleashed Starkiller.
Starkiller, yeah.
Starkiller.
But, he clearly loves Star Wars. Yeah. Give him something.
He knows Star Wars. My number 3 is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. He's a good actor.
Why not? Not as the bad guy like Black Panther, though. I don't
no.
Back grab. Give him a meaty role.
But he was good in that.
Yeah, he was. But
yeah,
let him be a Jedi.
Make him the cool kid from.
I think he'd be a cool, wise Jedi.
Yeah. Do it. My number 2 is, I'm thinking it up as I go, George Lucas. He's been in one. He was that blue guy. But put him in. Put him in as they have to go. He's the guy that brings them the information they need.
That's basically what he is in real life.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Octavia Spencer. Ooh. Because she is one of the best actresses working today. And she is already in everything anyway. If you put on a movie, she is in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, she is.
And my number 1, Ethan Hawke.
My number 1, Uma Thurman.
No way.
Gattaca.
Have you ever seen Gattaca?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Do you remember the trailers were the most confusing things I've ever seen in my entire life?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't know what this movie's about. Gattaca, it's $4.99 on iTunes right now.
You posted that recently, and I looked at the picture. Granted, you were taking a picture of a screen, but I'm like, look how young they look.
Oh, Gattaca. All right, that was episode 104. After this week, we will be transitioning into the Gattaca Scum podcast.
Gattaca Scum podcast.
We'll be talking Gattaca every single week here on the YouTube. Anything else you want to say today?
Thank you. Oh, check out our Patreon. We got one. Patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. We've got 4 different tiers. Check them out. I'm sure if you've heard this before, you've heard it, but it's $1, $2, $3, $10, and the more you put in, the more you get. So obviously spend $10. No, but yeah, we thank you for everyone that sponsors before.
And check your inboxes just in case you haven't seen messages that we've been sending, because I haven't heard anything back from a few people.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get you on.
Yep.
And 2 years ago today, these crazy little kids started this thing called the Rebel Scum Podcast.
Rebel Scum.
And Brock, ever since that day, you were always scum.
Gattaca Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.